Hello everyone. So it's been about, I know I uploaded a video just the other day, but it's been about 10 days maybe since I actually filmed that. The reason for the delay was I wanted to finish off that planter. Thank you for the feedback on that. Some of you have liked that and left nice comments. But I just wanted to show you how things have really perked up. So we had our lovely neighbour who lives in the house next door to the allotment threw over his hose pipe because the water situation here was so desperate, and we managed to fill up the well, which is just there. So the hose pipe was trailed over our plot, so I did give it a cheeky water, and then overnight, early this morning, we had some rain. I hope it was a good rainfall. The ground was wet when I woke up, and look how much things have sprung up. I mean, in the video I was saying about how these maybe needed some nitrogen. They've really sprung up, and the bully, the Greek gigantes, which I think was maybe up to about here, is now actually, it's all the way, it's only about 6 inches from the top. I don't know if the top is shown on camera, so that has really grown up. But today, and I've got a flower appearing on the courgette that started, and this is the squash, the Georgian candy roaster squash, so that's doing well as well. And I did bring down some more of the Jacob's cattle bean, which is the same as those, so hopefully we'll have a good crop this year. And the Blauhilde have really grown up too. I think it's about up to there. So they've really massively shot up, which is excellent. The tomatoes are going to need tying up, so I shall do that. But what we are mainly here for today is to harvest some kale. So it's doing well. So I'm going to harvest that. There's a few bits of weed in there. I shall get those out. And I just want to harvest enough for the dehydrator. Right, I've just sorted out a bigger pot for this very sorry looking elder. I'm not sure if it's going to make it, but I'll do my best. And while I was walking back to where the compost is, I noticed on Rosie's beetroot bed we have all of this goosefoot weed. So, and there's quite a good crop of this young weed, so I'm going to harvest it and we can eat it. You just cook it like spinach. So, free meal for us. I shall take that home. Right, just flicking back from there, Rose has just given that good water. We've repotted it, and hopefully it will start looking a little bit healthier. And then when this has all been cleared, we'll put it at the back there somewhere. Right, back to that goosefoot. Here we are. Now, I've identified this before for you because we do have it growing on the allotment. This is sometimes known as lamb's quarters, or there's one's called pigs, no, I can't remember it. It's a variety of quinoa, and so we always call it goosefoot. Also good King Henry, it's known as. There are different varieties. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm pulling it up completely, and then I'm just going to, as we're at the allotment, chop it off, compost the roots, and then at home I shall be cooking the leaves. I shall take them off the stem, and that's what we'll do. There we go, that's all done. This is our free food that we're going to have, and the beetroot bed is finally free to continue growing beetroot. Despite having a good rainfall, the ground is very dry, so and it's the wrong time of day, but Rosie's just getting some water so we can water this. Now let's go to the kale. Right, here we are. As you can see, we've got a nice crop of kale, and this one will be dried, as I've said, like a lot of people, Rose isn't keen on kale. Nick and I don't mind it, but, and I think especially the curly kale, because it can be, I mean this is alright because it's relatively young, it can be quite prickly when it gets mature. But if you're not a fan of kale, then do grow it and try drying it. Now I dehydrate it with some salt. I just give it a rinse under the tap, put it on the dehydrator sheets once it's dry, mostly dry, and then grind some sea salt over the top of it, and that is a lovely snack for Rose. She literally sits and eats it like crisps. So I'm happy. Kale is going inside her, and that's what we're going to do with this one. Now what I am going to do is I'm just going to be taking the outer leaves and kind of using it a little bit like a cut and come again. You can see there's some more leaves coming in the middle, and that way we shall continue our rotation. Now I think in my dehydrator I can maybe only get half of this bed, so I'm just going to do half and have a look and see how many I can get onto my trays as an estimate, and you know, judge it then. There we have it. So I've kind of harvested half of half a bed. Rose is just doing the weeding there for me, bless her, on the other side, and that's given me one of these container loads. So I don't dehydrate the stalks. I'll just literally run a knife down either side and chop them up roughly before I put them in the dehydrator. So we've got some kale, we've got some free weeds, and I'm just going to have a look at the tomatoes. You can see they're looking quite messy and very bunched up. Now we want the air to get through them to reduce the chance of blight. So what I'm going to do, I walk you around this way, is just try, now these are crimson plum, they do have a built-in blight resistance, so but where we've had a sudden downpour, we've had a few feels like a few feet of growth on this. So we can see here, this is the main stem, this is a branch that's come off, and then we have here, this is the main one, this coming out of the elbow. These are the bits we don't want, and so I was going to go through doing that. Now obviously at the moment it looks quite a mess, so I shall find the bottom and work my way up. Just make sure I take off any new main shoots. That should thin it out a lot and tidy it up and give it a chance to put its energy into growing those fruits. But that doesn't look too much better actually, but it's so humid here today, both Rose and I are starting to feel a bit unwell. So we're going to end our video here and go home, and hopefully we can come back tonight to sort these out, or another night when it's much cooler. Thanks for joining us for this quick video. We hope you're all alright and your gardens are doing well. Take care everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.